Hello, did I remember to put the title? I did, right? Because I started over. If I didn't put the title, I'm gonna start over again. I don't know what is going on with Periscope. It keeps saying like 0 people are viewing, and I know that's not true. So I feel like I'm talking to myself. Hello? Did I remember to put a title in my scope? Because I forgot. I've forgotten before. But I know this is a weird time, but you know, you got a scope when the mood strikes you. But anyways, even if it's not titled, I'll tell you what the title is. I am Andrea Reynolds. I am a 5th grade teacher in Metro Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm also a teacherpreneur, and I am passionate about social studies. And so this place where I'm at right now is my little happy place, because it is a like a farmhouse. Thank you. It's a farm that has like a restored slave cabin and a post office and all kinds of stuff that just makes my little history nerd heart happy. And what I did is I've just been so stressed out because I have not been taking care of myself, and like I know I've just been cranky, and I know what I needed to do, and that's just to exercise or get some fresh air, which is very hard to do when there's a ton of pollen outside. But I was gonna sit down, but since it's spring, I'm afraid little creatures are gonna come out, and I'm like deathly afraid of snakes, and I already saw lizards, so I didn't want to like scream bloody murder and faint in the middle of Periscope. So that's why I'm walking. It's a really nice day here in Georgia, and I'm on spring break, and I was just thinking about how, you know, okay, it's the beginning of April, and technically like the first quarter of the fiscal year is over, right? So since I'm thinking of business, well, my word for 2016 is confident, and I know that I have dropped the ball a lot with that word, and that's part of it. Is like I haven't been exercising. So you know what, do I feel great about how I look right now? No. Am I like mortified that I got tagged in a picture when I feel like I didn't look, you know, how I wanted to look in a picture? Well, yes, but it's like I haven't exercised for 2 months. It's not like I gained 100 pounds, but I told myself once I got to where like my clothes were getting snug, things will get real, and things have gotten real. And I want to go sit down. There are picnic tables here, but I refuse to sit at them because I just think that it's so disrespectful to have picnic tables right by a slave cabin that I usually just sit on the rock. So I think I'm gonna sit on the rock. But anyways, I was thinking about, okay, I know I'm not the only person who, because we all, you know, beginning of the year, we all have these grand plans and grand intentions, and that's why I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, because nobody sticks to them. I believe that, you know, you wake up any day, any given Tuesday, any given Thursday, any, you know, Friday at 4 o'clock, and decide, you know what, I'm gonna make a change right now, not just like, oh, it's 2016. But since 2016, and just honestly like turning 40, that I turned 40 in January, and that was like a turning point for me, like analyzing where I am with my life, and just like, am I doing what I want to do? And so I'm trying to sit down on this rock, but there's someone cutting their grass over there, which is kind of annoying. But anyways, I talk loud, you should be able to hear me. Okay, I'm sitting on the rock now. Yes, it definitely does. And that's what, you know what, I've lost my mojo. I've lost my creativity. Look, I've lost my creativity, but I think it's because I like am so overwhelmed. And I know you feel this way too, Cheryl, like I have so much in my head. That's why I stopped periscoping, because I felt like every time I periscope, I had to like offer solid content, you know, have like a lesson, have you know, an introduction, make sure I'm branding myself correctly, make sure I'm promoting my business the right way, make sure I'm being authentic, make sure I'm not being too salesy, make sure I'm you know, being approachable. And it's like, whoa, it's just like too much. It was like, felt like so much work to just periscope. And I was like, feel like if I didn't do something right, then I was gonna come off as not being professional, and then my whole like business was gonna fall apart. And I was like, oh, hold on a minute, you know? My head just was like swimming with all this like business stuff because I'm fascinated by it and I'm so driven to do all the business stuff, but sometimes it's like, just slow down. That's why I honestly, I'm sitting right in the sun and I don't want to get, I have these scars on my arms and I don't want them to get like sunburned and look all weird. So I'm gonna sit in the shade, even though you can see the cabin behind me. And I was gonna talk about how like yeah, sometimes you have to do that, and I have to detox from Periscope sometimes. I have to detox from Facebook groups because honestly, like sometimes that Teacherpreneur Facebook group, like I think it's great, but I know it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And like the fact that there's a restored slave cabin in my community and the fact that I've taken pictures of that and can tell my students about it is just awesome. And I was going to talk about history stuff, but then I just, who knows where this is going. Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, I've gone into overload mode. Like, it's kind of like you just don't know what to do because people are just like, you have so many voices telling you like, oh, you got to change all your Pinterest board covers. Oh, you should use WordPress. Oh, you have to do this for your products. Oh, well, don't put a picture on Instagram if it's a product cover. I know. That's why I love where I live. I love being I would love to just like travel and just go take pictures of all these historical places in Atlanta. That's what I love. And it's like, okay, then you go online and no problem. And then people are like, oh, guys, I know it's not much, but I just reached my first milestone, or I didn't reach a milestone, but I sold 1,000 products, and let me post my sales on Facebook from Teachers Pay Teachers. And then that like made me feel like I suck at life. Thank you. And then someone else, oh guys, I just joined Teachers Pay Teachers in January and I already have 100 followers. So what do I need to do? I'm like, it took me 3 years to get 100 followers. I remember doing a Facebook post to my family, like, please, can someone like my Teachers Pay Teacher store? Because I want to get to 10 followers, you know? And I just need to stop comparing myself because that is like what will kill your spirit and make you feel like crap about yourself. And like yesterday, okay, I had Blab show scheduled, and this headband is bothering me. And then I had like I had all these ideas I wanted to share, and I don't know, for whatever reason, like Blab always causes me problems. And because I didn't want to try it on one computer because yes, that's so true. And I didn't want to try it on one computer and because I didn't want it to not work and then look like an idiot. And then I was afraid that you know, it wouldn't work, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, it ended up like it didn't work at all. And so I was so frustrated. I was freaking out. I was sweating. I was beating myself up over like, and I was like, it was a disaster. And then like which was ridiculous because it wasn't a disaster. That happens to everyone on Blab. Like it always happens. And what I did to problem solve, I didn't like quit, you know, my idea. I just went on Periscope and talked about it. And I am my own worst enemy. And you know, I was like, okay, well, hardly anyone watched it, but you know what? Oh, well. But the good thing is, like, the other person who's co-hosted with me, Michelle Voy, she's a teacher, but she's not a teacherpreneur, so she doesn't Periscope, really, and she's not trying to share her ideas, like, to profit from them. She just wants to share her ideas. And, yeah, thank you. And I put it on my website, too. But, maybe people don't want to think about test prep right now. Maybe not in my county. But she ended up doing a Periscope and she got a whole bunch of people watching it. I was really proud of her because I said, let's just do it like a scope pass, you know, a scope hop. And she talked about her test prep ideas. And so she gave a lot of people a lot of good ideas. So that was a positive from that. And, that was a really good thing. So, but I'm still like, yeah, and I am too. And but see, I'm weird. I'm always thinking business. I'm not thinking school because I'm thinking after May. Thank you. I'm thinking like May 27th and beyond because that's where I am. I've been working ahead on stuff because ain't nobody got time for this, anymore. But, anyways, Oh yeah, so that was a really good thing that that was only her second Periscope ever, and her first one was because same thing happened and she ended up Periscoping, so I thought that was definitely a good thing. So I said I've really been beating myself up since yesterday because the blab didn't work. And it's like, really? It wasn't a disaster. And then my friend Tania, Teach Me Tea, asked me about it, and I was like, it was a disaster. And she was like, well, what happened? And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe it really wasn't a disaster. So that's how I am. I'm over dramatic, and I mean, I'm a redhead. I don't know. I'm just over dramatic. So I need to just stop. I'm so black and white about stuff sometimes, and I just need to give myself a reality check. I need to be confident in what I'm doing. And that leads me to talking about my business stuff. I was talking about people, I am leaving the classroom, and I'm leaving the formal classroom setting. I'm not leaving teaching forever because I hate teaching. I'm leaving the formal classroom setting, and this is what Sunday Night Live was about last night, because I feel like I have maxed out my, functionality in the regular classroom, and I feel like my mission is so much more than just 20-something kids, and I am not going to crush the spirit of kids over test scores anymore, because Georgia's been tossing around the idea of pay for performance, and I'm not gonna teach to a test and just stress kids out over a stupid test score. So I just don't want to do it anymore, and I don't want to sit in any more meetings and talk about rigor and math when I don't even teach math. I don't care. I know what rigor is. I don't care. So that's just my thing. I want to help other teachers make social studies engaging. I want to show them how they can modify it for English language learners and for gifted learners, and also integrate literacy. And that's what I want to do. And I want to help people, brainstorm, because if I got anything, then I can just brainstorm ideas. And that's what I was thinking when I walked around the park here. I unplugged. I didn't even listen to music. I'm such a music person that I just walked around a few times, just I don't know, I feel like I need not commune with nature. I'm not a nature lover at all. I'm sorry, I do not have the skin coloring to be a nature lover, because I have every single risk factor under the sun for skin cancer, and I am not trying to get that, so I pretty much stay out of the sun. So I feel like I need to get back to history and think about the past and priorities, because I always talk about the evils of technology, but I'm one's addicted to my phone, so sometimes I have to just unplug, and the pollen is ridiculous, so I'm thirsty. But anyways, I when I've come here before, I have taken some pictures. I always thought about how I could turn this into products, and I thought about how many different writing prompt ideas, and while I was walking, I was just thinking about so many different ideas that you could do, and how teachers could visit historical places. And I found an article earlier that was published about something being restored in the Lawrenceville, which is the county seat of our county, in Gwinnett in Georgia, and I was oh yeah, there's a Gwinnett History Museum, and it's people don't even know. And even if you teach the history of things that happen in your area, you owe it to your students to go I like museums somewhat. I do. There's an Atlanta History Center that's really good. Yes. I do like museums. Yeah, there's a really good National Center for Civil and Human Rights. Okay. Yeah, I do like history museums. Hi, Tania. I don't like art museums. I really don't. I like black and white photography. I like that. I like, symmetrical art, but I don't appreciate abstract art. Hello, I'm just rambling and talking about how I've lost my confidence and how I'm trying to get it back, and how and I'm just talking about social studies, and I'm just rambling, and I don't know. Okay, yeah, I heard you did, yeah. But what I was saying is, I was thinking, unplugging will help you. Oh, no problem. Yeah, please don't get into an accident. Unplugging will help you get your focus back, and just it's almost like a detox sometimes from social media, and just Periscope, and then just you know, all the business stuff. You just have to detox from it. And just walking like a mile and a half detoxed without even music, because I know if I was listening to music, I would be tempted to, you know, Snapchat or well, every other form of social media. So I just walked and I just like listened to the sounds of cars passing by, and I just thought about, this is gonna sound so corny, but I did. I just like thought about what kind of people might have been, you know, working in the post office that was built in the 1830s, or what kind of people, you know, what the family was like that lived in the slave cabin. And that's just what I was thinking about. And like, my brain is all about connections, and that is just like how it works. And so that's why I love social studies. Yeah. And I was thinking about like what I need to do to like prioritize myself and like get back to my word, because I've been like, how I'm being like over dramatic is like killing my confidence, and how I'm being my own worst enemy right now is exactly what I'm doing. Self-doubt. And that's why my word is confidence. And I gotta like, you gotta fake it till you make it sometimes. So that's why I was like, maybe I'm being obnoxious, like periscoping twice yesterday, and I'm trying to get back on it because I like periscoping, and I don't need to feel like I need to teach a lesson. Thank you. Like I need to teach a lesson every time you get on here, because you know what? I like when people are real. I don't like when people just like talk about nothing and don't have a point, and then just like talk about stupid stuff. But like, I don't know, I try to like give some insight into life. Yeah. And so I was like, people, I don't need to keep it like a lesson, because that's what I don't like about teaching lesson plans and grading. And so I'm so much better, like, thank you. And I'm so much better, like, unrehearsed, because I want to, like, put some of my stuff on YouTube. And that's what I was going to do yesterday with my blab. And that's why I was freaking out, because I really wanted to put it on YouTube and, you know, start having people find my stuff there. And then I was like, great. No, I'm not going to have a polished looking thing. I'm going to be all sweaty, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I was freaking out. I was like, people are not going to think I know what I'm talking about and whatever. But, it's being over dramatic, which is how I roll. Anyways, that's my life. But while I was walking, I just was thinking, I was like, you know what? Teachers could go, like, I was like, I took some really good pictures here. I was like, I could like have a set of like historical, like stock photos. It's like, because it's so much better, you know, if I'm talking about slavery, to, thank you, to have a picture of like a slave cabin out of clip art, okay? That's so much more meaningful. If I'm giving the kids a writing prompt and I'm gonna say, you know what type of people, what family do you think might have lived here? What might their life have been like? And, you know, it talks about on that sign, there's signs about all this stuff, how they didn't even have windows at first. But like, how would they have felt? Okay, like, if I just have a picture, clip art of a slave cabin, come on, clip art of a slave cabin, that's just like, I mean, I do use the clip art sometimes, but like if you're doing something like that, or you want the kids to like do a writing assignment, it's so much better to have real life stuff. And the cool thing is, for the post office, I saw a sign on the front that I'd never seen before, like what used to be there. And it's like, wow, I didn't even notice that was there before. If I was on my phone, I wouldn't have even noticed that. So I was like, you know, I could take my pictures and then just make them into like stock photos, because that's still going with my niche. And I've also thought about doing, yes. And I also thought about doing a, like a DBQ with them, like document-based questions. And also I thought about like all the different like applications. I even thought about like a STEM application, because and I even thought about, I'm telling you, like my brain was just like, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I was like, I almost wish I had like voice record to like write all the stuff down. But like, I thought, you know, even younger kids, you know, if you go to somewhere and, you know, for science, go and just take a picture of a tree and like that and say, oh, what season do you think it is? You know, instead of just using something in a book. So I also, like, when I saw that lizard, I was like, thought, oh, writing prompts for science connection, science application. What type of animals might have a habitat in these woods right here? okay? Or write about your life if you're a lizard crawling on the wall of the post office. So I was like, oh my gosh, you know, if I wouldn't unplug, I would have thought of all these different applications. And I thought about, it would be really interesting for kids to research the like restoration process. And I've watched some clips on YouTube about that. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous here. It's in the 70s. It's beautiful. And I was like, that would be, I mean, almost like you could do some kind of STEM project with that, like some piece of like reclaimed wood and have the kids, I don't even know what you could do, but I was like, so many like cross-curricular applications that just ideas I got just from just walking in the sun and just like unplugging. So that's my, I guess my point is, around camera, my point is, even if you feel like you don't have anything to talk about on Periscope, or even if you feel like you don't have anything to offer, then first of all, you're probably wrong. You don't have to teach a lesson to people on Periscope every time. You don't have to like have a formal structured lesson. You don't have to come off like you're you know, trying to be so polished and perfect, because that's not me. I don't like lesson plans because I don't use lesson plans. I come up with better ideas off the cuff for my classroom than I do if I plan them out in advance. Like some of my best ideas this year, especially with creative writing, have come from just what I've thought of at the moment. In the project I give my kids over spring break, it came up in the morning because I was gonna give them some choice boards, but the choice boards would have taken forever. And then that morning the math teacher was like, oh, I don't have anything for them to do. And I was like, good, because I wasn't gonna do it anyways. I gave them like a creative writing thing to do, to write like parodies of like songs for test prep, blah blah. And so because I ended up having my homeroom instead of the high class I have during that time, so I didn't do my normal little sparkle words I've been doing. But I was like, I said, or you could do an acrostic. And I was like, you know what? And then one of my girls was like, I really like doing acrostics. And oh, someone else was here. God, it creeped me out. Okay, I was like, have these nightmares that I'm gonna be in the bathroom here and someone's gonna murder me, because I'm a drama queen. But it's just a little mom and a dog and a girl. Okay, calm down. Crap, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so my little girl, it's not like it's a dangerous area. I'm just a drama queen. But anyways, the little girl was like, I like acrostics. And you know what? I was like, I really do too. I said, I really love acrostics. And I was like, I should take my acrostic poem set that I have in my store and turn it into a project for them. Instead of them like doing this whole long, drawn out choice board thing, which they're probably not going to do anyways, that usually those I just check like if they did it. I don't like check every single detail, because 75 kids, ain't nobody got time for that, right? So I took my acrostic set, which has like examples and a template for every topic, Civil War all the way through like globalization, and I just gave them the template for each topic, and they're gonna make their own little like poetry book, which is perfect because April is poetry month. So they were excited and they like can't wait to start. And I did also tell them, I was like, it's not due until the Wednesday when we get back. I was like, so if you don't want to think about this until after spring break, that's fine. You can just wait. Or if you don't understand it, you're freaking out, you need help, just wait until after spring break. So I didn't like make it due Monday, because half of one not going to do it anyways. Because let's get real, I have a pile of papers I say I'm going to grade, but I'm probably not going to do, because I want to write my business plan. I want to finish answer keys on products, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to do stuff I don't want to do. So, and I need to update my resume, which I won't even get into that. I did have it up. I did already update a little bit, had like the wrong name, the wrong state, everything. So, yeah, exactly. And so that's why I was like, that's a reason I'm leaving, because I've been told, God literally has someone on my grade level tell me I'm too creative. And I'm like, what? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not changing. I'm gonna be creative, and that's just my brain, and I just need to be able to not have my creativity stifled. I know. And then what's funny is the other person on my grade level who teaches social studies, she doesn't, well, some of them, if some of them are not, in my gift endorsement class, we did like a learning style survey thing. I am like so much self-expressive, it's not even funny. There's like mastery, which is like all like facts and figures, you know, the feelings one, which that's my second one, and then like the understanding, which is asking questions. I am like self-expressive, and because I like making connections or thinking ideas. And when we got into groups based on like how many people had that trait, there were only 2 of us. So it's like, I know I'm a misfit, and that's fine. I'm gonna stay being a misfit, and I can go be a misfit somewhere else. I don't need to stay here with these people that don't appreciate me. So they can all talk about rigor all they like, and they can complain about their jobs every single day, how much they hate them and how much these kids don't want to work, or they can problem solve and do something about it like I am. Exactly. You have to do that with social studies. You have to. And if you can connect it to their life, then even better. You have to talk about cause and effect. You have to talk about, you know, like put things in chronological order, and you have to draw connections between like Pearl Harbor and September 11th. You cannot just stick to the standards. And what I was going to say is she only sticks to the standards. That's all she does, because she like kind of was new to the school, so they didn't want her teaching like math or whatever, so they gave her social studies, which I was like, I'd love to do that. And they have a 4-person team, so she gets to do she gets to do only social studies, and I have to do science and social studies, which don't even get me started. But I've made it fun for them. I've done like song parodies and stuff like that, and writing and science, because that's what I like, so I'm making it work for me. And we were just having a discussion about the war on terrorism and civil rights, like at lunch, because she was asking like about something I was talking about. I was like, it was really rough talking about Bloody Sunday, and then September 11th the next day, and she was like, what is Bloody Sunday? And I was like, it's Selma, what happened there? And she was like, is that in the standards? And I was like, no, but they need to know it, and they need to know what that was and how it all like worked together, and how I got to meet John Lewis at a social studies conference. He was the keynote speaker for the Georgia Council on Social Studies, and I'm fascinated by his story, and especially the fact that he's a congressman. You know, he's a U.S. House of Representatives, congressman. I always say the wrong thing, but you know who he is. And he wrote the graphic novels March, which are fascinating to me. And so I'm going to tell my kids about that experience, because how often do you get to meet a civil rights icon? Not very often. Someone who is 19 years old and, you know, giving speeches at the March on Washington. Not very often. So I'm going to throw that in there. And I've talked about my storytelling aspect before, and every single day of my World War II unit, I did a personal story. And my kids loved that. They loved it. And guess what happened when we came to the test scores? It does, and it helps them like start like thinking about things in a different way. And some of them I'll see them say, oh, you know what? They start doing it themselves, and that's exactly what I want. Or they'll say, oh, I watched a movie and it was about this. Okay, text to world, you know, connections. And so we do like these, we're on 9 weeks systems, and we take like a test at the end of every 9 weeks. And you want to know the results? Their social studies average only 2 points higher than mine. Science average only 2 points higher than mine. And you know what they did? They took, and I have a large population of ESOL because I'm ESOL certified. And so really it's comparing apples to oranges. But my teaching style and even my science, same result. 2 points lower, average. 2 points lower. Wasn't like 10 points lower or anything like that, and they also have more gifted kids. They had more gifted kids factored in, and they took out the special ed scores of the special ed students because they were in a different section. So really, it's probably about the same or maybe even higher. Like I said, we do have more ESOL kids, and don't even get me started. They wouldn't even let my one ESOL girl take it, and she probably would have done better than everybody else because she's technically level 1. But that just goes to show you don't have to teach to the standards. You can teach okay, I'm not saying completely teach something random, but you have to go beyond the standards in social studies. You have to. Oh, you did? I love that. Is something I'm so passionate about. So passionate. Like, I am just like so in awe of my two students. I have like a level 1 and a level 2 that both, like, they work so hard. And my little girl who was technically level 1, like NEP, which I won't call them non-English speaking because they are English speaking. Yes, she and parents are very grateful and very supportive. Like, she is writing sentences like in English, and like thoughtful sentences. Like, she wrote sentences like before I have them do before I have them do something in social studies, a lot of the time I'll have them write questions. And she previewed a book about the Cold War, okay? The Cold War, and wrote like very insightful, thoughtful questions. So it's like, okay, that just goes to show you, like, you can't have these like limiting beliefs for your kids. And if you looked at their test scores, they might say, oh, well, she's a level 1, she can't do anything. Well, that's wrong. And that's what part of why I'm done with formal teaching, especially in my county, because I believe in my English language learners. I believe in them, and I believe Gifted kids should be able to take standardized tests, because they're not standard brains. They're not. And that's what I told, I haven't told, like, my kid, like, everyone else knows I'm leaving, but I don't think, like, the kids know I'm, like, leaving the school, which they all find me on Instagram anyways. They'll probably find me on Snapchat next. But, it's like, my mission is to really help build confidence in them, because I see a lot of their little character traits that, like, I've seen in my own kids and myself. And I have one that's super, super hard on herself. She's a serious perfectionist. And I'm just tell these kids, to find an outlet for their stress. And I told them I'm on a mission to, like, inspire their creativity before I leave. That's what I'm going out with, and some of my coworkers, like, when they find out you're leaving, like, they are not nice to you, and because they're jealous. And especially the one next door to me, she's like, so I don't even get into that, but she's like, well, you won't be here, so I know. And I even, like, one day I was locked out of the dang building, and I was like, can you send a kid down to open the door? And she was like, no, I can't, because the principal sent an email last week saying we're not allowed to let kids let anyone in, no matter who it is. I was like, that's different than if you text someone and say you are outside and you are locked out. Okay? I was like, really? So I stood here for 10 minutes because I forgot my key, and you wouldn't send anyone to let me in the building. Are you serious? So it's like, I'm just, like, ready. I know. I'm not a stranger. It's like, it's just little stuff like that. So, like, whatever. I'm counting down the days of just that. It's just a toxic environment. And it's like fruit basket turnover too, because the principal is retiring. So, right, I'm a weirdo, but I'm a good kind of weirdo. So, I'm just counting down the days, trying to finish testing, whatever, because I think I need surgery on my hand, because my hand is messed up, and I was like, I'm going to do that in May, and instead of being out a day or two, I'm going to be out several days, because why not? But anyways, Cheryl, I had a good talk with you. And Tania, I'm glad you popped in. I know you're driving. Yeah, thank you. I hope some people will. And the thing is, like, it just, like, kind of hurt my feelings that my principal wasn't like, oh, we'll find a position for you that you could do. Because I told her, I was like, I kind of want to teach ESOL, but the thing is, with ESOL and Gifted, they're like, stellar subs, pretty much. They pull them to do everything. And it's like, I don't want to be a sub, at my own school, and I'm supposed to be teaching ESOL. I don't want to do that. So I was like, forget it. And I don't want to they have to sit through those stupid staff developments too. And I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. And I don't want any part of testing and data. The only data I want to worry about is my sales for my business. Thank you. And, like, my principal didn't even, I think because of the way I explained it, I was told her, I just feel like I was like, I've reached my capacity. So I think, like, she got it. And what's funny is she was like, she retired because she just turned 60, and, like, she had, like, some of the same, like, reasoning, because I said, like, turning 40 was like a turning point for me, because I was like, I'm not doing this the rest of my life. And so she didn't try to convince me, and, like, no one else has said, oh, we'll miss you, blah, blah, blah. But, oh, well, maybe they will. They just haven't, it's not reality yet. I'm sure they will. Oh, they've said they've missed me, like, because I, help come up with ideas for stuff, and I do help, like, like I've helped write college application essays for people's kids. I've helped write applications for people to get into like leadership programs and all kinds of stuff. And I've helped people with other projects for their classes because I'm a good writer. And what do you think? So yeah, exactly. And she was like, well, and that one person who's been nasty to me, she was like, well, you need to help me with blah blah next year. I was like, well, I said, guess what? I'm gonna have consulting services on my website, so you can find it there. So thank you for joining, and hi Yolanda. I am just wrapping this up because I think I've been like talking forever, which is fine because I've missed periscoping. And yeah, so you'll have to watch the replay because I've just been like, I don't even know, rambling and talking and whatever forever. So thank you for watching. And oh, birthday cakes, I don't even know how that happened. It must be one of the hashtags I used, probably because I used 2016 or something. I don't know. Thanks for watching, and I don't have any plans to come on Periscope again today, but sometimes I just feel like inspired and just like compelled. So that's why I don't plan certain times. That's just me. So let me turn this around so you can see this like beautiful restoration job again of my happy place. Turn around. And I would like to apologize again for setting up these picnic tables that I do not believe should be here, but I had to sit in the shade. I am going to go home and work on my answer keys for my products because I've threatened myself that if I don't finish this, I'm not working on anything else until I add answer keys to my picture dictionaries because duh, teachers want answer keys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.